Doubles and Coffee, Guardian Media Limited, Guardian Newspaper, Guardian again, to wake up the day after Boxing Day, after eating garlic pork and ham and pastel and pickle onion and thing, and to read the Pnm political drivel of the Guardian newspaper on its editorial page is something that, even though I know the Guardian is Pnm, I know the shareholders are Pnm, I know they hire Asha Javid, the biggest Pnm sycophant to ever hold a position in journalism, a woman who just loved Pnm so much. She produced children for Pnm ministers. She horned Pnm ministers with another Pnm minister. And she gets a job as the political editor of The Guardian. And I have to wake up and read this Guardian editorial, which makes some of the most ludicrous statements. To think that someone would actually type that, read it, vet it, and print it, disseminate it for others to read, shows that they are so warped in their politics, they are so beholden to the Pnm, that logic runs out the door. No human being with a modicum of intelligence could have written this and thought that anybody above a standard for education would have read this and believed this. Let me read this for you and show you the naked politics, the corruption at the Guardian Media Limited, how sick they are and how far journalism has gone. And the other mass media not too far behind. But Guardian in election year with desperation, like they're just going mad. The Guardian seems to have escaped from the third floor of St. Anne's. Headline: time for alternative agenda beyond blind party politics. The question to be answered is, how are the critical economic and social requirements of Trinidad and Tobago to be achieved in an election year up ahead? Outlined by UWI economist Professor Roger Hossain, the challenges of the immediate constitute what he refers to as the economic triangle. The rapid depletion of net foreign exchange reserves, which highlight the foreign exchange management and external debt sustainability, the urgent need for economic diversification, the rising murder levels and crime in general, and the declining labor force. So, the Guardian accepts Roger Hossain, economist, his statistics, his analysis, his information put forward to say that the triangle of death, the perfect storm, economic decimation, criminal conduct in Trinidad and Tobago, the crime scourge, depleting reserves, no diversification, that the Pnm that has been charging for 9 years is totally and completely failing. The Guardian accepts Professor Hossain's numbers, but here this piece of Pnm magic, like it was written in the edifice of corruption of the Pnm Babel Towers that is going up there by the savannah, and the Guardian won't ask them where they get the money from. Raffle ticket? Who get BMW? How many tickets they sell? How come so many companies that are in receipt of government contracts were seen by my eyes and many others delivering materials to build Balize House? They wouldn't ask them for that. They wouldn't ask them for bills. They wouldn't ask them to account. But the government building $120 million building right in front of your face, after Rowley said when he took over, Pnm was $4 million in debt. Well, that is miraculous. As Rowley get voted out, or they should hire him to be the CEO of Amazon. Here the Guardian now. Taken together, as Professor Hossain analyzed the situation yesterday in TNT's Guardian, these interconnected trends offer critical insights into the challenges facing TNT in the coming year. However, the triad of problems is not new and has been pronounced upon by economists, political thinkers, and even the man on the streets for decades. Yet the reality is, as it has unfolded, is that the two major political parties have not been able to conquer these challenges. There are those who will argue that there has been no real attempts to fix the problem. So, 9 years of PNM, 9 years of Rowley, decisions by Rowley to close down the refinery, decisions by Rowley to tell the chemical engineers and those who are experts in gas to step aside, those who were negotiating for every oomph of a cent per MMBTU for our gas that comes out of the people's ground, deep, shallow water, all kind of horizon. Rowley said, step aside, you brilliant people who spent your life studying oil and gas. Step aside and let me, the idiot from Mason Hall, and my just come email gate protector, Duncy lawyer, small pin, let us go to Houston and negotiate and finalize a gas price for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, in 2017. Since then, NGC has made a loss on 3 occasions. The most recent one, $1.8 billion. The ones who they negotiated with in Houston, those bright fellows, their profits have gone up every year for the last 7 years. Up 69% after that negotiation. Trinidad and Tobago suffered. The price of gas was so high that 11 companies shut down. That Point Lisa shut down from 78% to 28%. Foreign exchange crisis, foreign reserves gone, heritage and stabilization. The only government since the advent of the heritage and stabilization to dip into it is the PNM under Rowley, and they dip and they dip and they scoop and they suck it out. But here it is that the Guardian is saying that nobody has done anything. The problems are the same, whether it's PNM, UNC, NAR. Is that true, Guardian? Because all you had to do was go back to 2014, 2015, after 4 or 5 years of Kamla Persad-Bissessar, and you would see a stark improvement in the foreign reserves, in the US reserves, in the foreign exchange ability for businesses to get it, in the import cover, in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, up to $6.9 billion US back then, with cash reserves across the board, 55,000 jobs. You could see diversification in other spheres, manufacturing going up, tourism going up, sport tourism developing, health tourism developing. But yet the Guardian says that these problems have been the same. No one has done anything. Everybody sucks as bad as the PNM. If that is not the most dishonest, corrupt, disingenuous, disgusting politicking by something that is called a journalistic magazine every day, a newspaper that's supposed to adhere to the principles of journalism. If you go to the crime situation, for example, as we cross 640 murders, but the mass media saying, oh, we now cross 600, but it jumped to 609 and 610. And Rowley says, oh my goodness, things are bad, but I thought it would get better because I have given all the resources, and me and the PNM, we have done very well. The police need to be better, and all the parents need to be better, and the citizens need to be better, and everybody else needs to be better. But he, Rowley, the dunce of that you all put in Prime Minister residence and Whitehall, he say, well, he has done the best he can do, and he has broken every record. The Guardian is telling you that when the PNM move, nothing changes. So back in 1995 to 2001, when Bastio Pandey and the UNC government with 2 seats in Tobago from the NAR, when they were in power and the murder rate went down from 268 down to 68 by 1999, that wasn't an improvement. When the PNM 1818 and the PNM president went to read moral and spiritual values and put a set of teeth in PNM in charge, and by 2008 the murder rate went up to 550. Or you didn't see that it got worse? When Kamla Persad-Bissessar came in and implemented policies across the board, improvements in education, increasing gate, sport funding across the board, opportunities, better water, better roads, more jobs, more protection for the borders, vessels, radar, communication, police equipment out there, and crime came down to an average of 400 murders. 1 year was 373, or they say she called a state of emergency, and that do count, okay. So an average of 400 to 430 murders. Rowley comes in September 2015, and immediately the graph on murder, crime, extortion, kidnapping, anything, carjacking starts to go up. By 2017, 2018, 2019, after putting his special Gary Sobers minister there, Smallpin get the silver medal and the bronze medal for most murderous years, only behind the Pnm Martin Joseph. Rowley put Smallpin to go and negotiate more deals and to go back and forth to Venezuela that he cannot answer the question. Puts Fitzgerald at Talbot, narcolepsy, wooden ladder, sleepy, Pomsite, ride a horse with an 80-year-old boy in his lap in charge. And boom, 608 murders, 575. And this year, they're trying to down the numbers. 640 murders and climbing. The year ain't done. Extortion, wickedness, kidnapping, terrible, carjacking, shooting, attempted shooting, robbery, anywhere in this country. And the Guardian newspaper say, well, boy, all these problems have existed all the time. And nobody ain't do nothing for decades. So UNC and PNM ain't good. Then I do a video yesterday telling you they will come and try to make a few of you split your votes. Why? Because the Guardian is PNM. Anybody who could hire Asha Javid, who has a judgment against her. A judge took submissions, evidence, cross-examination, asked questions, listened, and wrote a judgment saying Asha Javid is a dishonest woman. Had no possibility of holding on to any thought that what she was writing and typing for dissemination to the public could have been true in any form or fashion. Go and read the judgment against Asha Javid, the editor, political editor of the Guardian newspaper right now. That's who them went and hired after they read that judgment. In the Sibelak Singh, the EMBD case with UNC when Munilal was the minister, and all they want to talk is EMBD and so on, supporting and promoting the lies of the PNM. But the Guardian, I tell all you, stop reading it. Yes, I read it just to analyze it for you, to show you all. That's what they try to do. That's how they try to put their agenda forward. That, oh, the UNC and the PNM is the same. Rowley is the Prime Minister for 9 years. Rowley is the one that now the Guardian agrees with Roger Hussain. That is a triad, a triangle, a perfect storm of negativity and decimation of the economy, of the culture. The country is dead. But they try to blame UNC. Over the years since 1962, the PNM has led this country 52 out of 68 years. Yet the Guardian want to blame the others, the opposition, who had 16 years, bad as the same as the PNM. Why the Guardian didn't say that every time the PNM goes, every metric, every indice improves. Foreign direct investment, quality of life, crime situation goes down, jobs, opportunity, Trinidad and Tobago moves forward. And then, in comes the PNM to take us backward ever and forward never. The mass media is sickening. The only thing to beat the mass corrupt media and the PNM with the gerrymandering and the stealing of elections and control of the EBC is for each and every one of you to realize your vote is critical and important. Don't take basketball, give a split vote to this one and that one. Forget that. It's UNC that moves the country forward, the economy forward, education forward, sport forward, culture forward, roads forward, water forward, electricity forward, infrastructure forward, diversification forward, to the backward PNM. Simple. Vote UNC. Bless. Guardian, Asha Javid, all you sick boy. Antibiotics can't help all you.